I'm Jody. I'm the singer from Steel Hemlock.
Hi, I'm Pat. I'm the guitarist from Steel Hemlock. We just recorded an EP, and is it 5 songs or 4 songs?
6.
6 songs. Well, you're including Honky Tonk.
No, that's 7.
That's 7. Never mind. We just recorded a 6-song EP, and we're excited to talk about it today.
So the EP is called Part of the Mess. It's after one of the songs on the EP, but we chose that as the name for the whole album because it really details what it was like to make this album. It was just kind of a mess.
Yeah, absolutely.
We started at one of our buddies' houses and recorded a few songs there in January of 2022, and the album didn't come out till 2024. So it was a good 2 years from day one till when it was finally finished.
Yeah, and we started recording with a friend of ours, and then we moved to my guitar teacher, and both of those people didn't really work out. And the third option was just golden, and this guy was great. This guy named Glenn from Morningstar. He was awesome, and we just stuck with him.
Sounded really good. Right? And just turn it on for the choruses.
Yeah, it almost seemed serendipitous that the first 2 options didn't work out, because I don't think in the long run that's where we belonged, if that makes any sense. So when we finally got to Glenn at Morningstar Studios in Norristown, he kind of had the same vision as us and really wanted to help us get the best product that we could while still sounding like us, which is hard recording, we found out.
Yeah, very hard.
What? Thank God we're not keeping these vocals.
Don't take those pills.
That was a pretty good take, in my opinion.
Really?
Is that the tone? Or do you want it dirtier, or is it cool?
Well, it's a little slick. I don't know, that was a test run. I like playing it a little dirtier.
So we had one full day at the studio as the whole band, and it kind of seemed okay, that was a good 8-hour day of work, we're done. But we were far from done, and I quickly learned that most of the work that goes into making an album happens after day 1 of recording. It was probably, I don't know how many hours, 30 to 40 hours of sitting there in a mixing room while he mixed stuff, and we could put effects on guitars and re-record this and re-record that. So a lot of it was post-production work.
Jody in the vocal booth doing harmonies and singing one note over and over and over again. Gone with the Sun is kind of chill. Red Afternoon sounds like something out of a country western movie almost. Part of the Mess seems I don't even really know how to pinpoint that, but it's rocking, but the hook that comes in is almost really old school bluegrass or Americana in a way. Numb, I really like Numb. I feel that is gonna be a banger.
I feel composition-wise, Numb is the best one.
Yeah, I really like Clothesline too, and that that one we kind of co-wrote the lyrics to a little bit, because she was just just spitball some random lyrics out, and I was looking at a clothesline in her yard, and then I said go off of that, and then she went off of that, and I just kept looking at stuff, and I was like, hey, that's your theme, go with it. And then she would write a whole song about it. So
it is a really cool thing to think back about when, other than Clothesline that me and Pat co-wrote, most of the songs were just written by myself in my living room, like alone. And at the time I wrote them, I didn't even really believe like, oh, I can be in a band one day. It was just like, I'm just writing this just to get my emotions out. And then over the course of like a year or two, having Pat write lead guitar parts for it, having Tom write his bass lines for it, having Nick come in and lay down like really good drums, and then having more experience with vocals and switching up the dynamics of the vocals and adding new things. Like all of a sudden, 2 years later, like this is a whole freaking song, and it started as just like scribbles on a notebook, and it's just crazy. I just think that producing this album is really meaningful, not only like because it represents like a hard time in my life, and it also like led me to meet some really great people that I've come to know and love, but like so many people play an instrument and think like, oh yeah, one day like I'll be in a band, or one day I might record a song, and they just like don't do it. And I think there's a lot of people that like, for a long time, like I too like wanted to do music, I just kind of was always too scared to. So I feel like even if this falls flat, if the only person that listens to it is my mom, like we still did it, we still did something, and like our music stuff could end like tomorrow and it would still be worth it, and like we did it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm really happy that we recorded a whole album and that I was a part of it, and that I'm not letting my abilities go to waste, you know. I just always wanted to record professionally and get something out there that's my own or our own as a band, and I'm just really proud of what we've done. And I'm psyched to do more in the future.
This is just the first EP, but there's lots more coming from Steel Hemlock. We are just getting started.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and our album's out on Spotify now. Come check it out. Thank you so much.
I can't trade this